Watch out for those praying women. Hello, my friend. This is Clyde. Today is a great day to celebrate women who believe in prayer. I want to call this the International Day of Women of Prayer. No joke. I can't wait for Mother's Day to celebrate them. I declare April 6, 2025 as the day when we stop to applaud, celebrate, congratulate, and encourage women to keep on praying. I take you back to the 2015 movie War Room, and especially that effervescent character, Miss Clara. She's a modern day woman who is absolutely familiar with her prayer closet. That was her meeting place, she and the Lord. You can hear her even now. Guide me to who you want me to help. Or when she shouted, "Raise them up, Lord, raise them up." Jesus notes when women like Miss Clara step out away from all the issues that they deal with and go into their prayer closet, shut the door, and pray to their Father who is unseen, because they know that their Father who sees what is done in secret will reward them. Matthew 6 verses 5 to 8. Let us talk about a few of the many women in the Bible who knew the power and effectiveness of effectual fervent prayer. I start with Rachel, Jacob's second wife, the wife he loved. She found herself in a bad state. Her sister, Jacob's first wife, had given birth to 4 boys and she had none. So she got on Jacob's case. "Give me children or I'll die." Now, I'm not sure she did expect the kind of response she got. Jacob became angry with her and said, "Am I in the place of God who has kept you from having children?" Genesis 30 verses 1 and 2. Well, you know, Jacob, since you brought God into the equation, I'm going to turn to him. By now, Jacob had 4 boys with Leah. But race over to Genesis 30 verses 22 and 24. This is what you will read. Then God remembered Rachel, and God listened to her and opened her womb. And she conceived and bore a son and said, "God has taken away my reproach." So she called his name Joseph and said, "The Lord shall add to me another son." Just imagine this woman who was infertile, she prayed, and I'm sure she didn't pray a gentle Jesus type of prayer. She had a problem that was bigger than doctors, bigger than any home remedy. But she knew God, and she knew that with God, nothing is impossible. It did not happen overnight, but Rachel had faith, and she kept on praying until God answered her prayer and blessed her with Joseph. But she was not done praying. I love it. If he did it once, why can't he do it again? Rachel declared, "May the Lord add to me another son." She did not ask for another child. She got specific with God and asked for another son. Her second son, Benjamin, was the 12th son of Jacob, and for the prayer warrior, her second child. The power of a praying woman. I'm thinking of the Jewish girl turned queen in a heathen country, Esther by name. This Jewish girl was part of a group of women who were groomed to vie for the title of queen to King Xerxes. Esther won and was duly made queen. You get the impression that this was not a romantic marriage but one of convenience. This was to send a message to the former queen who lost her title because she was disrespectful to the king. Soon after, and unrelated, there was a plot to annihilate the Jewish race in the empire, but Esther was not publicly known as Jewish, and she was the last to know about this evil scheme. She was apprised of the matter by her relative Mordecai, and with some persuasion, Esther realized that she had to do something. Esther called for the biggest fasting service in the Bible. She asked for all the Jews in the empire to fast for and with her for 3 days. "I and my attendants will fast as you do. When this is done, I will go to the king, even though it is against the law. And if I perish, I perish." Esther 4 verses 15 and 16. My friend, it was effective, and the wipeout was averted, and the perpetrators were exposed and executed. The power of a praying woman. You remember Timothy, the protege and close associate of the Apostle Paul. Paul devoted much of his efforts in mentoring this young man to take on the mantle of leadership in the churches. But the thing I want you to pay attention to is that although we never met Timothy's parents, we learned something about his mother and his grandmother. Paul said of these two women, "When I call to remembrance the genuine faith that is in you, which dwelt first in your grandmother Lois and your mother Eunice, and I am persuaded is in you also." 2 Timothy 1 and verse 5. I grew up seeing my mother going off to cottage prayer meetings, and when I inquired, it was all women. They would meet in each other's homes and spend hours together praying. Oddly enough, I can't recall the men having such prayer meetings, but I'm not bad-mouthing men. But listen to this. I once heard a preacher recall that as a child, his mother was a member of a similar band of women in their local church who would meet frequently to pray. I have to confess I've never spied in on a woman's prayer meeting, but I suspect that it is filled with sincere prayers. Anyway, the preacher said that his mother fell sick and was confined to bed, and one night he saw a bunch of praying women coming into his house, each with a pillow. He thought it odd and he asked about the pillows. He was told that the women were not planning to leave his house that night until their sick sister was healed. He said that near 1 a.m. the ladies got up to leave. Sure enough, his mother was healed, and the praying women were now free to go home rejoicing. Let me close. On this International Day of Women of Prayer, I want to testify that I have seen praying women who brought down miracles. I have known of women who take on impossible matters in prayer, and mountains were moved. In my local church, there are many women who are active prayer warriors. They know what it is to storm heaven's throne room with dynamic, fervent war room prayers, prayers of intercession, mountain moving prayers. To all my praying sisters, don't stop praying. The kingdom of God appreciates you. This world is going to see miracles, signs, and wonders because women are praying all over. Watch out for great things to happen because our women are praying.